Is today what we are going to discuss. Let's see. So today we are going to discuss about. So we have already covered derived columns, select, aggregate. Okay, and we have not discussed surrogate key. So today we are going to discuss surrogate key. You can refer previous videos to for checking all these options. So what do you know about surrogate key? So this is the most important thing to discuss. So for example, if you have any master data, right? What do you mean by master data? So basically when we have any data like employee, product, okay, vendor, right? So for example, let's say talk about employee. So employee, we have employee name, right? We have employee name, employee contact number, employee designation, employee email ID, and so on. But every, for example, one employee name is like Abhishek, right? The name of the employee. Then another one is Seema, right? So there could be multiple Abhishek in one organization. There could be multiple Seema in one organization, right? So we cannot identify this master data with the help of the name column only, right? So we should be having any unique element, unique you can see ID which can denote to each and every employee. For example, if you have one Abhishek, there should be an employee ID for that, right? And this employee ID is like 1001, something like that. So for example, if we have another Abhishek working with the same name, right? So another Abhishek you can have, but this will be a different employee ID. So what this ID means? So this ID is a key using which you can identify any data, right? So for master data, the key is very important, right? So in case if you have a master data ready but you don't have a key, right? So what you can do, you have to generate a key. A unique key has to be generated. So this is the concept of having a surrogate ID thing. So we will discuss and we will demonstrate the use case regarding surrogate ID key, right? So I'm going to have a data. So let me first show you the data in my input container for this surrogate ID key, and this is the product surrogate. You can say, let me check. I'm going to download this so I can show you in Excel. Okay. So this is the, this is very simple example I'm having. So I'm having a product name and category, and I'm having a price. Only three columns I have taken, and I have taken four different rows. So if you see the product name laptop in electronic category, this is the price. So I'm trying to make a master data for product, and this master data is having all the informations like category and price, but it does not have any information like IDs. But in order to store this and use this master data for further processing of data, we should always have a product ID key, right? So product ID key is missing, so we will generate this product ID key. For example, what we will do, we will have this data like this. We can have this like product ID. Okay, and we will generate this product ID key by ourselves. So we can start with number one. So it will automatically start with one, and it will generate every sequence, okay, consecutive numbers to identify it. So this will become a simple concept of generating product ID key. So our surrogate key node will help us to generate this column. First point. Second point, it for example, if tomorrow if another product is getting stored, for example, now we are going to have LED is again an electronic item. So today you have developed this data flow, you have developed the pipeline, a product ID is generated, but tomorrow what will happen, another entry got added here, like this entry got added, right? So automatically system should generate a product ID key number 5. Okay, it should automatically generate it. Okay, so that should be taken care. And second thing, in case if any entry got deleted, in the case of deletion also, the system should be capable of handling the deletion activity, right? So in our example we will see both the scenarios of addition and deletion, how product ID works, right? So we can proceed with our demo. So now we can proceed with our exercise. So let's see this data once again. So we can see this is my data, okay, available in my input container. So this having three columns, very simple: product name, category, and prices. These are the four different values of product. But this master data does not have any ID associated with that. So we need to generate the surrogate ID. And why the surrogate ID is required? So that we can perform our data analysis, or you can reuse this data at multiple places, right? For example, master data is all about reusing this data. Tomorrow you don't have to load this again and again. So you can encourage the concept of reusability when you have any kind of primary key available, like surrogate key available, right? So that's why we need to generate this. So how we can do that? Let's quickly create a pipeline. We can hit on this new pipeline simply, and we can just rename this as a pl underscore surrogate, because we are checking for surrogate test. Okay, so I just hit this. Now I'm going to use data flow activity, and in this data flow activity I can go to setting. I have not created any data flow yet, so I have to hit on this new icon. So I'm going to rename this data flow as well. So df underscore surrogate. Okay, I can mention like keys. So it is, we can hit on this add source icon, and it will allow me to add my source. I can hide my properties. I can go with, so okay, I just expanding it little upward so that you can see what are the options we are having. So in a source type, as we know that we can use data set as well as inline. So right now I'm using inline because I want to save my time. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I am going to select delimited text. The reason is because I'm using CSV file, right? I just selected delimited text because if you know, this is nothing but a CSV file. Okay, product underscore surrogate dot CSV. So CSV, for CSV we are using this delimited text. We will use ADLS Gen 2 link services, which is already created in our you can see this link services here, and we have already covered this part, right? So rest of the things you can just ignore, because skip line in this data, you can see there is nothing to skip. The first row is header itself, right? So we don't have to skip anything. And sampling option is only meant for smaller set of data. So I just my data is very small, so I am just not enabling this. I'm just disabled this. Okay, I can go to the source option, and I can browse my path where this file is stored. So where it is stored in my input container, and in this input container, this is the name of the file. So I'm going to select the same, right? So let me select this product surrogate key. Okay, so and my rest of the things I will keep as it is, but my first row is header. Okay, so first row as header, I have to check this box, and I can go to projection, and you have to make sure that if you are using inline data source, your data flow debug option should be enabled. Why? Because it will import the schema. The meaning of importing a schema is it will import your structure. Okay, so you can hit on this import schema. Don't have to give anything because we are doing it right away. Okay, so I will hit on this import. So it is going to import my structure. Okay, so it will take some time to import, but we can wait for that time. In the meanwhile, we can check other options also, like we can go to optimize. So in optimize, you have to make, by default option is use current partitioning, single partitioning, and set partitioning. So we will use single current partitioning only. Inspect. So inspect will depend on your projection. So in projection, this is completed. You can see that you have product name, category, and price. And inspect is also having the same thing, the data type. So the most important element here is you should change your price to the maximum allowed data type. For example, if I have to store the price, the maximum thing we have to do is decimal, because there could be a prices in decimals, right? That's the reason. Okay, so now we can see in inspect also the price is displayed as decimal. Now we can go to data preview and check what kind of data it is available. It will show you the data. Okay, so whatever data you are seeing here, that can be shown here itself. Okay, so you can see, so we have all the four entries available now, having product name, category, and price, and price is also there. You can see the data type is captured here, like ABC stands for string, and this EX stands for exponential value for X, exponential power to X is stands for decimal, right? So this is the This is done for source. Now, because we need to generate a surrogate key, so what we are going to do, we will hit on this plus icon and then we will quickly click on this surrogate key. Okay, and in this surrogate key, so for example, what we have discussed so far is in this surrogate key we want to introduce what output we want. We want an additional column which with the name as product key, or you can say product ID, whatever it is. Let's create a product key, and we want to generate starting from 1 to consecutive numbers, right? This is what we want to generate as an output, right? So what we can do here, we can specify the key column. So what key column we want? We want product key. So let me just copy and paste the key column. You can write this, and from where you want to start, you want to start with 1. Okay, and what is the step value? Step value means what will be the next count. So next count will be the next number, so that's why we have kept as number 1. Okay, so this is very simple settings for surrogate key, and you are all done. So you can use this the same option, and you can hit on this data preview and check whether it is generating the product key or not, right? So this is really this is very easy, okay, to generate any key column. Now here it is. You can see that the product key is generated and it's starting from 1, and for it generated with every single consecutive numbers, right? So but one thing, this product key is available in the last column, right? But my data set, it should be in the column number 1. So how we can adjust that? So you know that we have used select node, so we can again go back and click on the select node. So what's the purpose of the select node? We can move the column here and there, right? So for example, if I want to move this product key in the beginning, so I can just find out these dots, and I can just hit on this dot and I can easily drag in the beginning. So you can see the product key is now in the beginning of the column, right? So this is done. So the rest of the things are okay. Now what we are going to do, we can again refresh and see if my data is arranged in a manner which I want. So my first column should be product key, and rest of the column will be rest of the master data. So you can see the first column is a product key, and product key is also generated. Now it's a time to just add a sync node so that I can save and generate the output accordingly, right? So I'm going to hit on the sync node. Okay, now again I'm going to choose the inline instead of dataset, because I just want to generate the output on a real-time basis. So in inline I can choose again CSV file to generate, and I will choose this delimited text. Okay, I will choose the link services associated with my container. Okay, and rest of the things are okay. In setting, because I need to generate an output, so output would be generated in some folder, right? So if I go here, okay, in my container, I can navigate where I want to generate the output. So I want to generate the output in this folder, which is known as output. This is a directory basically, right? So within this is output is a container, and within that container I want to generate the files here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to browse this and I will use this output container, and that's all. Okay. So this output container does not have any directory. That's why nothing is visible. Otherwise, if you have any directory, you can have this. Okay. So you will hit this. If you want to create any directory, you can just enter the name and it will be created on the fly. Okay. Now you have to hit on this first row as a header. Okay. Let me check. Yeah. First row should be as an header, and if you want to generate all the data in one single file, then you have to use this option, file name option. Otherwise what it will do, it will generate the data using different partitions, right? And with by default file name. So you just have to choose this. You can add pattern, you can add based on the column data, and all other options we have. So let's go to output to a single file, and you can give a name of the file as product master data. Okay, I'm just giving the name product master data. Okay, got it. If you want to specify .csv, you can do that as well. Okay, fine. So because you have used output to a single file, so definitely you have to set this as a set as a single partition, and you can hit here also and it will automatically captured. So you can see it is automatically captured here, right? So you can go to the next tab, which is error log. So nothing has to be changed here because I want to generate an error to the, where it is going to generate automatically by default. So I'm using by default options as of now. So mapping, in mapping tab, we will use auto mapping option. The phenomena behind this auto mapping option is whatever file is generated from here. For example, we have total 4 columns. So it will automatically create the same schema. Okay. So it is auto mapped. Then I can go to optimize. This is already covered. Single partition is used because we want to generate in a single file, right? That's the reason we are using single partition. Inspect will give you the information regarding the columns. What is the first column? Product key is the first column, right? And we have product name, a category, and we have decimal data type for prices, right? We can go and once again see the data, what it is going to generate. Okay. So, okay, so you can see that the same data set is available. Now this was our purpose. We want to generate a key column, okay? A unique identifier for each and every record. Okay, so this has generated. Now it's a time to publish this because before running, we need to publish this. So I just hitting on publish. So once it is published, we will execute this pipeline and we will see the data has to be generated here in this output container. Okay. So let me, okay, so this is published now. Now what we can do, we can go to a pipeline and we can hit, okay, one parameter is required because this is a pipeline. So what we can do, we can go to the general tab. We can hit on the white canvas and we can generate a parameter. We can create a parameter and this parameter we can name this test run. You can give any name and let me type any kind of default value like true. Okay. So once again, I need to publish this. Okay. So once this pipeline is published, we are good to debug this pipeline. Okay, it's published. So let's debug this pipeline. So we can hit on this OK and we can wait for this to be completed. Finally, it is succeeded. So we can go to our output container and we can check the name of the file. So you can see product master data.csv. This has generated just now. Okay, so I can hit on this and I can see the data, right? So interesting. So this product key has generated, okay, the same column we are willing to do. Now the twist part is here. Okay, you have generated a product master key, that's fine, but what else if tomorrow a new record got entered, for example a new record like LED. So this is the input data. Actually I'm happy, let me delete this column. So if a new record like LED, or you can have anything like sofa. Okay, sofa is a furniture, so let's add like sofa as a furniture. Okay, and the price of this sofa is 800. Okay, these prices are in dollar, imagine. So this new line got added. So what will happen? So in um, so this is my output. Okay, and the output does not have any this is only having 4 rows available, right? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add one additional line and I want to check what how it is reacting, right? Okay, so what I will do, this is my input file. Now here I can edit the column and I'm going to add one more column. So I should add sofa column furniture, right, comma $800. This is the record I added and just I clicked on save. Okay, so one record got added. Now I will not touch anything. What I will do, I will rerun this. Okay, I will rerun this pipeline because this is already built. Okay, now we will wait for how it is impacting our results. Okay, You can see it is now succeeded. So what we will do, we will check our output once again. So this was the input. I have added a sofa furniture 800. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to check the output container. So you can see in the output container, this was, generated on 11/12. Okay. Just now it is generated. So I can go to edit, and I can see I'm having this also feeded. A new value has generated. Okay. So there was no modification in the previous surrogate key. A new value starting from 5, it got generated, right? So this proves that if there is any addition of records in the master data, it will take care of the sequence. Okay, it will take care of the keys automatically. Now this was the use case for if any surrogate key is generating successfully on addition or not. What will happen on the deletion part? Okay, so let's see what is going to happen on the deletion part. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to delete this once again. Okay. Oh, sorry. This is an output file. No problem. No problem. I'm not doing anything. I'm just clicking on this and I'm discarding everything. Okay. And if you want, you can, just delete this file also, but I'm not deleting anything, right? Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on this input and I can delete the data here. Edit. Let me delete this. Let me save this. Okay. And now I'm going to rerun this pipeline once again and check whether my this data is deleted or not. Okay, so we can just wait for this to be completed. You can see now it is completed. Okay, so let me check our output. Okay, now we can see this is the output. Just now it is generated, so I can hit because I deleted the record. So now you can see the record got deleted from here. So surrogate ID is also deleted with the deletion of that record. Okay, so this proved that it captures addition and deletion both. Okay, so that is all about using surrogate. You can see key. Surrogate key is a transformation node that can be used to generate any IDs, surrogate IDs. Okay, thank you.